The tool I use to prepare all my template is the place where I put my ideas. I pick up elements or something that I saw on the net and I cut and paste. From there, I start working on my project. Okay. For this occasion, as an example, I went to Pinterest, but not really. This that one in here, that one, that is a report that a young lady, I love the color palette, and posted in LinkedIn, and I like it so much, the color palette, or the structure, that I actually remember to get a screenshot of it, and I say, okay, I'm gonna work on that. But basically, that's what I do. I start taking ideas. The same for some logos, and I'm gonna tell you now where we get the logos and everything, and a little bit of illustration if I need them to. Okay, remember that is very quick. So for you to know, I use a lot of plugins. Okay, in Figma you have plenty of plugins. Be careful because there are so many. You are wanted to have all of them. Don't do it. At the end of the day, you have too many and you don't know which one to use. The first one I use, if I right click and go to plugins, is image to color palette. Okay, so if I click on it and now I click, it's already selected, it gives me a color palette. Okay, based on the image I select. And now if I copy the color to Canva, it will give me the color to Canva. That is my color palette. Okay, so that's how simple it is. Now I have my color palette. Yes. For the logos, as an idea, there is another tool that is called Logo Ipsum. I got Logo Ipsum here. Let me move this to this side a little bit. And I said, well, I like this one. It is there. I position in somewhere tidy and it's there. Okay, so that is Logo Ipsum. You have circular, localized, you got curvy, geometrical, you got quite a few of them. The good thing is that because they are SVG, you can see that the color palette, let me pick this one. Here you got the color used, okay, in the logo. So if you want to change that green, you go here, you say, okay, I don't want that green, I want a red. Okay, and you can see it have changed there. You can adapt the logo for your report with the color of your palette. Okay, another good thing about Figma is that you can see this logo with this background. Okay, it's not really good. You cannot see it properly. So you click on the logo and you go to the color. You can see that little round thing that tells you accessibility. In this case, it's okay. Let me try to go to another one and see if it does give me the same. Okay, it's telling me it's okay, but that is because I haven't actually changed it. But you see that it's AA and a tick, that is okay. You see like a stop or a round warning sign is that it cannot be seen properly. Okay, so that is another thing. This, again, that is an image. I cannot touch the image. I can do nothing about it. That is an SVG. I got all the color that are in the SVG here for me to change. I don't know which one is going to be the one, the trousers. Okay, again, you can get this illustration, bring it as an SVG, and change the color of your illustration so it match, okay, your report. That's normally my first page, the storyboard or the mood board, where I put all my ideas. Okay, everything you pick out that you like, you just throw it there, and then you start working with them and are organizing them. I use two plugins, the image to palette and the Logo Ipsum. Okay, that is, let me group that with me. This is the color palette I'm gonna use. I'm gonna right click and I'm gonna copy and I go to my components. And I'm gonna paste it here. I don't like that distance. Let me 0. Well, that is okay. So that is my color palette, guys. I need to get some variations. I want to have 100%, and 80%, and 60%, and create one thing that we call color style. So for that, I'm gonna use another plugin, and you will see how easy it is. Tailwind CSS Color Generator. I'm gonna pick up this color. I'm gonna pick up the head code, copy, I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, and now I have from the 500, that is this color, I got the shade, okay, from the main color to white, and the things from the main color to dark, to black. Okay, and here I'm gonna give you a name, not a name, a family name. I'm gonna call it primary, and a slash there. Okay, and I'm gonna call it orange. And now I'm gonna say create a style. Okay, and I'm gonna do the same with this color. Let me pick up that one. Remember, this is a short version of what is normally this. I'm gonna give it the color, primitive. I don't like border, so I'm gonna put gray, dark gray, for example. And I create styles. Okay, and where are the styles? I show you in a minute. Okay, now if I'm bringing any element, you know what happened? I cannot see height. Yeah, got it. If I bring, that is where I go all the elements and everything inside. I'm gonna get rectangle. And now you will see that if I go here, let me get out. You got the color palette. Can you see the styles in there? I call this primitive, and they're supposed to be primary, no primitive. So now you have a collection of colors. Okay, you can order in the way you want. And now you just click in there, you go in there and you say, okay, I want the orange 500. Okay, these colors are there for me. Okay, they are saved. You can, or your variation, at the end of the day, you're gonna take this color, put in a JSON file individually to bring it to Power BI. Okay, but this way I have a better representation on what I'm going to do. Okay, in my project. Okay, and I carry on doing that with all the colors. Okay, then I'm gonna do another thing, guys. I'm gonna get another little text. Just bear with me. I'm gonna say bottom. I'm gonna make it, you need to stay with me, the Control A, and that will be a NATO layout now. Yeah. Leave it that. It's already an auto layout. Yes. That is what I want. if allow me to do this, right click and add auto layout. Okay, the field is what I'm looking for. I'm gonna do a, let's say, now let me get one from the palette. 500, and the size, let me put it in 16 for example. Okay, we are, and I'm gonna give it some corners. Where are the corners? Here. And I think 10 will be okay. And that is one button. Oh. That is one button. Guys, and that's what I do now. I move this one to there, and now Control D. We normally have 4 stages in Power BI. Okay, default, hover, press, selected. Okay, the way I do it, I normally start with the lightest color. Okay, as a default, and when it's selected, it will be the darkest color. So it's clearly that, hey, I am selected. So I'm gonna come here, and there, no, there, sorry, there, I'm gonna say 20%. Okay, we have to change the color of that. Here, I'm gonna say 40%. Here, I'm gonna say 80%. Okay, and now we have different color with different variations. And that is the way I do my button collection. Why? Give me a representation. Okay, and I will do them same with different colors. And the frame is, yeah, let's get this one. Okay, guys, I do the same. Okay, I go here, frame, look for my colors. I look for the right color, let's say 700. I look for my color, let's say 500, and let's say 200. Okay, think about that. You're gonna make a collection of 3, 4, something like that. That is from work. That is for my real life work. So that will be my buttons, my color palette. I will bring a collection of icons. Okay, and I start working on that. That is the idea. There is nothing you can do with that. It's just for you to get a visual representation of how these are gonna look. Okay, in Power BI when you set them properly. Okay, and yes, as Christopher Warner says, with the time you prepare a proper design Power BI system, a mini design. There is not much you need to do. That will be actually ideal. But again, guys, that is work in preparation. Okay, another thing that I can do, let me bring another Remisicon, guys, icons. Okay, that is another plugin. Let me get to quickly 2 plugins. That one, let me put that together so it grows up. And let me put that in, what color do I get? Let's look for the orange. Okay. Another thing we can do when we have our collections, okay, of icon, you go here, okay, and you click in there, and now it becomes a component. What is a component? A component is something that you can reuse. When you do that, and you go to access, you will see the icon there. So now you can, from there, you can throw it all many times you want to. If you have a collection of icons, okay, you use this to work it out in your report. Important, this is the father or the mother. So if I change this will also change because it's, can you see? But if I change this, the father will not change. Okay, for you to understand a little bit about how components work. Yes, you can see in this presentation, you go color style, you go primitive, you go blue, sorry, it's in Spanish, light blue, you go aqua, and you go violet. And if I go to access, okay, you go all these assets in there. Think about everything that you need just to use and reuse, okay, in a place that you just can need to drag it, and it is there. Let me do this. And of course, you can give it coloring you want to. You go here, you say blue. It's azul, sorry, it's Spanish. You can go here, and there you go. Okay, now let's go to what I really like, and I normally do when I'm doing my challenges or a quick report on anything. This is another page. Okay, this is where I create my background, my template. Okay, I normally work on 16:9. Remember, it's very important because there is something here that for me, okay, is quite good. That is normally the size I work in Power BI. Yes, it's 1980, 1920, 180. If you are using the default, make sure you put, okay, the right measures in there. Otherwise, what I'm going to show you in a minute will not work. Okay, so let's go and create our header rectangle, guys. I put it there. I give it the size. How much is that tool? Normally 80 will be okay. And I'm gonna look for a color. I know there is a color, some color there, so I'm gonna go for. No, I'm gonna go a gray, a nice gray. No, I don't like that. Oh, problem with me when I get into this. Okay, think about that. My header, guys. Do we go an icon? We are imagining here. Yes, guys, I'm gonna change the color. 500, control copy, control B. Ya tengo dos a este. This one I'm gonna turn it around. That is too big. 40 and 40. Okay, think about they are your navigation icons. Okay, you got your logo that you will put in there, and now we have the canvas. Here is where we are gonna put our visuals. Yes. So for that, I use another plugin. It's called a split shape, and I want to see you what it does. Yes. I should have done that before. I'm gonna put that in his place, and I'm gonna think I want only one column. No, I want 5 columns. Yeah, leave it like that. And I have broken, okay, this shape in 5. That will be my KPI, guys. I'm gonna change the color to Why I'm gonna put a little stroke in black, 0.5. Okay, so we can see it. I don't want that color. What about that one? Yeah, kind of. Okay, it's very, very light. Let me see the color a little bit darker. Okay, so guys, now we have another thing that I do. If I check that V is close to the corner 34 and I go here 25, I'm gonna put that 20. Guys, there, 20. Okay, and that I'm gonna take it to the end, and there here the position I'm gonna say, look, I click in it, minus 20. Okay, I'm gonna select them, and I'm gonna say, okay, can you distribute horizontal? So that is my KPI. Think about it, working fast. Okay, so now I need, let's say I need, all we checking, 29, that will be minus 9. Color, I can come here and say is this color, and it have a stroke that we will put in a minute. Actually, I can come here and say copy properties, paste properties, and now it have the little stroke. Now think about, you want to do 3 verticals. Right click, plugin, split shape. I want 3 columns. It's gonna be a little bit tight. I got 3 columns. Now I'm gonna bring, sorry, that was me going too fast. I'm gonna bring that here. I'm gonna put it here to the guide, and I'm gonna go again and I say split shape, and this time I want 1 column, but I want 2 rows. And now you have your background template. Okay, this is very fast, this is very quick. When you work it out, and you go better defined template or collection of templates. That is the base. That is the one I work to do everyone else. But basically, that is how we work template at work. Okay, you can see all the colors in there. Verde, you got lila, all the branding colors, blue, light blue, aqua, green, red, everything organized. That's for my finance report. I am starting now from the human resources. At the moment, I only got that. I got all the colors. I don't need any colors. I don't need the logos because I already have them there. It will be for me to throw it there, and I got my logo and put in the right place, and I will do the same here. So remember, 1 page to create your ideas. 1 page to start creating your button, your color palette, your iconography, your access and components. Okay? And another page where I will prepare all my template, my background. Okay? My colors are there, so I know I can pick up the colors. If I want that in a different color, I can here say I want 500. Okay? I don't need to look for the color anymore. It's there, yeah, waiting for me. Yes? And when I'm happy with, I just click A. By the way, main page, you can change the name there, so you have everything well organized. And the same here, you can say bottom right visual. Okay, if I can write properly. Okay, so you have, it's not bottom, it's bottom. Sorry, I'm rushing, something like that. Okay, you have everything properly organized. Yes, and the same in every page. When I go everything, I go to the main page, and I go to export, and I click on export, and it will tell me, you want PSG? I think I am in the middle. You cannot see me with my head here. Well, at the end of this line here, down there, you have the export button. You click on export, okay, and you have the option to export this as a PNG or SVG. There is GPG and PDF, but hey, I recommend you, there is a bit of diversity of an SVG or a PNG. I am going to lately for a PNG because sometimes SVG is a more perfect, okay, document and bring some little problems behind. And when you just download it, you save it in a folder, open your Power BI file, go to background, load the add, fit, and you have your template. The bit that I really love is that if I click there, okay, can you see the position in there? 20 and the height is 114. Now, if you click on a KPI card in Power BI and you say go to 20, 140, it will fix. Perfect. 100% perfect in there. They know there is no need for you to start moving around anymore. It's not in the right place. They are not properly distributed. Okay, that is all perfect. They got 15 here, and I think they got 15 here. Okay, you get the proper, everything is properly aligned. Another thing that is important, you might at the end of the day not wanted to have any of these. Okay, everything is placed in Power BI. You just come here, get everything off, export it again. You know that everything is in the right position. Okay, you just load the Power BI, load the PNG to the Power BI, fit, and everything will be in the right place, properly aligned, how it's supposed to be. So that for me very, very fast because I only have about 25, 30 minutes. Avis, is up to you now.
To me, Federico. Explain to me, Federico. How am I supposed to follow up on this now, right?
You
Talking
need
about
to book.
visuals now is going to be very boring.
Sorry, no. Come on. That was a lot of people ask me for it, and I think it had to be done with more time, better explained to see a proper result. But I got this allocated time. But I think, guys, you get the idea what you can do, and believe me, because we are doing template for Power BI, you don't need to learn the whole Figma thing. You learn a number of things that will help you to prepare these backgrounds and this color palette or whatever you want to do, and that will be enough. And there are enough plugins, okay, for not driving you crazy. And for me, one more, the idea that I'm clicking on an object here, give me the position in Power BI, that's fantastic. I don't need to be moving left, right, anymore, or dragging the object to see if it is in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just one
so
tip about
that's
this,
it.
guys. Whenever you are working with positions, make sure you remove the padding from Power BI side as well, because it has
Yeah.
additional padding within those visuals. Otherwise, trust me, it's going to drive you crazy trying to position things when it's just purely impossible.
Yeah, it get in there with the padding, then you can adapt because normally I like to give 10 padding all over the places. Yeah,
Yeah,
me
then
is
it's fine.
10, 10, 10, 10. But still, because the only square is there, is going to be sometimes I have to take the padding off, 0, 0, because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, but the great advantage for me of all of this is that positioning that it drove me crazy. I was trying to place everything in the right place, having the same distance from here to there, from there to there, from there to there, and vice versa at the top.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay? Icons, guys, you don't put the icon there, you put the icon there, what happened? You had to use a button, okay, to give him some action Power BI. So it's that for you to work it out.